Please do not imitate any actions shown in this video. What the?
So, Animal Hospital? What is this? Why are so many people playing this? What is that? Did its face just pop out all of a sudden? That's terrifying. Phew. Many hours later. Yes, time to get to work. I can see a visitor way over there. Huh? Oh no, we've got an emergency patient. Hey, don't worry. Let's get them to a hospital room. Quick! This is your VIP room. The room fee is $500 a month. Hey! Welcome! Congratulations! You've won a VIP room. Jubok. Wow. Unlike most of the games I usually play, this one is designed to loop endlessly, rather than having a proper ending. This game has classes just like 99 Nights. I bought the Secret Agent class. It turns out it's only available with Robux. As you all know, there are plenty of different classes in this game. As for me though, I only own the Intern and Secret Agent classes. Oh, this Surgeon class looks pretty good. Maybe I'll buy it later, once I've saved up enough coins. I'll mostly be playing as the Secret Agent, but just so you know, the gameplay footage may switch between different classes from time to time. Alright, let's get started right away. As you can see, I'm playing as the Intern, and this is my very first time playing the game. There's some coffee here. It's important to drink it as soon as it's ready. You can drink coffee up to 3 times, and each cup restores 5% of your sanity meter. I usually recommend drinking only 2 cups of coffee and saving the last one for later. Welcome. Looks like our first patient has arrived. Our very first patient. Thankfully, the game walks you through the basics, so you can learn how to play as you go. The main objective of this game is to treat patients and survive as long as possible while working at the hospital. Back then, it was my very first time playing, so I didn't even know how to close the photo. Take badge. Finish the check-in. After going through this registration process, the patient will be transferred to a hospital room. There are several hospital rooms here, but since the first shift serves as a tutorial, they've kept things pretty simple. Look, another visitor is coming in. I'm here all by myself. First, take sample from patient in room 1. Analyze the sample. This analyzer can be upgraded later in the shop to make it work even faster. Then, you can check the diagnosis results on the computer. So, it looks like I need to prescribe herb to this patient. Once you prescribe herb, the patient will recover and regain consciousness. Basically, this is the gameplay loop you'll be repeating throughout the game. Once you've given the patient the treatment they need, you can pretty much leave them alone after that. Now let's go see the next patient who's waiting over there. Here, you'll see check-in patients. This shows how many patients you need to register during the current shift. The check-in process is the same as before. Once you've checked in all the patients, you'll see treat remaining patients. This indicates how many patients you still need to treat during the current shift. Next up is eye drops. On the first shift, every patient gets the same prescriptions. It's always herb and eye drops. Once you treat both patients, shift 1 ends, and you'll earn 5 coins. You can use those coins to buy classes. That's why one popular strategy for farming coins is to repeatedly speedrun shift 1 over and over again. Shift 2 is where the real game begins. From this point on, you'll have access to the shutters and security cameras, which also means one thing: anomaly patients can now appear. This patient isn't standing still. Their model is visibly glitching, so you can tell they're an anomaly without even checking the security cameras. You can close the shutters here to drive the anomaly away. Wow, goodbye. Shift 2 works just like Shift 1. You simply treat the patients as they arrive. Once Shift 3 begins, it seems that every area is accessible in the current version. And over there are rooms 6 through 8. Each one has a different examination method, so let's try them out. I think you'll understand this one the moment you see it. Even if you get it wrong, you can always try again. Once the X-ray is complete, you can see which treatment to prescribe. You simply give the patient the items they need. Next, let's take a look at the patient in room 7. Let's get the necessary equipment set up for the patient. On the heart monitor, all you have to do is tap the white circles as they appear. Just keep clicking the circles until the gauge in the center reaches 100%. Once the heart scan is complete, you can see which treatment to prescribe. Okay, let's head over to room 8 next. This is the operating room. Here, you just need to give the patient all the required items before time runs out. Huh, I'm hearing something strange. No, there's an anomaly up ahead. I got scared and ran out of the operating room. That anomaly was chasing me, but then it suddenly ran back into the operating room. Let's avoid that anomaly and successfully finish the surgery. Holy! You have 3 lives shown at the top. Make 3 mistakes and it's game over. If you hear this strange sound effect, it means this patient is an anomaly. Okay, let's successfully treat a patient in room 8. This surgery works the same way. Just give the patient the items they need. You'll need to keep doing this without making any mistakes. The overall gameplay is simple, but the longer you play, the harder it becomes to stay focused, making mistakes much more likely. So if you're aiming for a high score, you'll need to maintain your concentration for a long time. Once you've treated every patient, the shift ends. Normally, the shop opens, and the next wave of patients arrives. But sometimes, an ambulance pulls up, and suddenly the hospital gets flooded with emergency patients. Of course, some of these patients are anomalies. You can identify anomalies using the check-in camera. If you're carrying a gun, you can shoot an anomaly while looking at it through the camera. At the end of each shift, you'll be able to visit the shop. This desk bell should be the very first item you buy. Originally, there was only 1 check-in counter, but once you buy the desk bell, it expands to 2 counters, letting you check in patients much faster. And this upgrade from the shop was pretty useful too. This is really convenient. Next, let's take a look at the different types of anomalies. You can tell this is an anomaly the moment you see it. If the photo is covered in static, it's an anomaly. Of course, as you already know, if you treat an anomaly like a normal patient, it'll start causing chaos throughout the hospital. If you fight an anomaly without any preparation, your sanity meter drops very quickly. If you know a patient is an anomaly, You can deal with it by giving it the wrong treatment. Anomalies can also attack nearby patients. When that happens, just knock the anomaly out. If you have a gun, you can end the situation quickly, just like that. It looks really ugly. You're ugly too. Now, let's take a look at the different types of anomaly behavior. These ones just scream anomaly the moment you see them. Sometimes the only difference is something subtle, like the eyes. If the photo has glitches in it, it's an anomaly. Next, let's take a look at the security cameras. You can also identify anomalies using the security cameras. It's staring right at the security camera. That's definitely an anomaly. From the back, it's pretty obvious that it's an anomaly. Some of them don't even have any textures. As you already know, you can use the stun gun or your gun. What's that? A stalker. Just looking at that one causes your sanity meter to drop. Sometimes, the stalker shows up disguised as a patient. What the? There were a few more things I wanted to test, but the stalker never showed up as a patient again. Sometimes, unique-looking characters will show up at the hospital. They may appear as patients, but other times they show up for different reasons. As of now, these unique characters do not appear as anomalies. For this one, you need to give it a leftover cup of coffee. If you keep helping this Barney, it'll eventually ask you to hide it. Later on, a police officer shows up looking for this Barney. There are two choices here. First, let's tell the police that Barney is here. If you tell the police that this character is here, it'll attack the officer and run away. Hey, stop! The police officer has become a patient. This is how the situation is resolved, by treating the police officer. If you decide to hide Barney, it'll reward you later. As a reward from Barney, you receive a coffee machine. It's a very useful item that can really help you survive. Yes, there's the new coffee machine. The coffee machine Barney gives you has a cooldown of 5 minutes. Next is this little visitor. It regularly comes to the hospital as a patient. As you keep treating this character, it eventually reveals that his name is Rathu. In the end, it takes a seat at the front desk. If you successfully finish a shift while Rathu is sitting here, it'll leave a key behind. Took this key from the dock. You can use the key on the safe hidden behind the poster in room 5. You can find a few hidden things in here. But what exactly is that top secret file? Let's go meet the next unique friend. Next is Ron. He's a regular visitor, and every time you treat him, he tells you another suspicious story. Although not a patient, Dr. Hallow is another character you'll keep running into throughout the hospital. If Dr. Hallow is sitting here and you happen to have some mint tea, the doctor will tell you a variety of stories. Looks like you'll need a total of 4 cups of mint tea to hear all of the doctor's stories. This is Lisbeth, the newest character to be added. The first time Lisbeth shows up, she asks you to take a picture of a specific patient. You can figure out which patient she's talking about by reading the dialogue. If you accept her request, she'll leave her camera behind before disappearing. If you take a picture of the wrong patient, their name won't appear on the photo. Liz says she doesn't trust me and leaves. If you take a picture of the patient Liz asked for, their name will appear on the photo. This patient's appearance doesn't match what you see through the UV camera, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're an anomaly. If you complete Liz's request correctly, she'll give you a chocolate bar. If you're too busy treating patients and miss which photo Liz wanted, you can simply close the shutter to make her leave. She'll come back again later. You can see her return later. No, that's an anomaly! Let's take a look at events, instead of anomaly patients. You can put out a burning patient yourself. If you do, you'll also need to apply some ointment afterward. If you have a fire extinguisher, you can put out the flames much more easily. In that case, you won't need to apply any ointment either. A visitor has fainted and become an emergency patient. Of course, just take the patient to the room they need. They'll return to being a normal patient. If a patient comes into contact with fire, they can end up fainting. Huh? Wait, what are you doing? Next, we have a patient who visits this hospital very frequently. They leave behind green slime as they walk, and stepping on it will significantly slow your movement speed. You can quickly get rid of it with a fire extinguisher. Sometimes a ghost will wander around the hospital. Spray it with a fire extinguisher, and it'll reveal itself. Surprisingly, both the stun gun and the pistol work on it. Sometimes one of the security cameras will break. You'll have to repair it yourself. Just interact with the camera directly to repair it. This event shows up early in the game. The patient starts smashing their head against the glass. It removes a whopping 20 sanity. What? Here, you can calm them down with a stun gun as well. The pistol doesn't work on them. At this point, it's best to give them a leftover cup of coffee. There's a creature you'll see in the patient rooms quite often. If you look up at it, your sanity will drop incredibly fast. You can deal with it by using eye drops, but honestly, it's better to just avoid looking up. When a fire breaks out, you can put out each flame one by one, but I recommend using a fire extinguisher instead. Also, if you leave just one flame burning, I've heard another fire won't start in that room. This one's called the hider. It hides inside the wall with only its face sticking out. It also reduces your sanity. This is where a fire extinguisher comes in handy. It says the hider has fainted, but you can't actually treat it. There are times when you need to be careful around the security cameras. Bullets don't work on it. Just exit the camera view. You'll also come across the bed monster quite often. If something dragged me away like that, I'd probably lose my sanity too. That bed monster likes organs, transplants, and maple syrup. Sometimes, a strange ritual will take place inside one of the patient rooms. If you leave it like this, the patient will die. If you blow out the candles by hand, you'll lose some sanity. Instead, equip the eye drops before putting out the candles. Holy! Sometimes, after you've finished treating the patient in room 8, a purple creature will appear on top of them. Just look at the screen and give the patient the item it asks for. Even if you're running out of time, it's not too difficult as long as you stay calm. You saw this one earlier, right? I tried scanning it too, but it doesn't seem to work very well. As many of you probably already know, the secret agent scanner is definitely useful. A green glow means it's not an anomaly. A red glow means it's an anomaly. After using the scanner, it goes on a 120-second cooldown. I've heard that scanning the stalker makes it glow purple, but unfortunately, I never ran into it again to test it. Needless to say, the secret agent's gun is incredibly useful.
I finally lost my sanity. Working in a hospital like this would drive me insane.
Before I completely lost my sanity, I decided it was time to shut this hospital down. I've shared my experience working at this hospital with all of you, and I hope my experience helps you survive your own shifts.